Hello children, today we will discuss metallurgy of copper. Copper occurs in the free state as well as in the combined state in nature. It is a transition metal and in combined state it occurs in the form of oxide, sulfide and basic carbonates. So important ores of copper are copper pyrites, which is the most important ore, and most of the copper is extracted from this ore by self reduction technique and pyrometallurgy. So copper pyrites is the most important ore, then copper glans, cuprite is there, malachite and azurite. So these are the few names of copper ore. Now extraction of copper metal. So the first step is crushing and concentration. So in the crushing process, the big pieces of the ore are crushed in jaw crushers and then finally powdered in ball mills. Now the powdered ore is concentrated by froth flotation process. So froth flotation process, we have already discussed this process. So in this process what we have do, we take a metal tank and we fill powdered ore with water and some additional substances which are known as frothing agents, collectors and activators. Okay, and after that we pass compressed air inside this tank with the help of tuyeres, which creates froth, and the ore particles get wetted by froth and collected upper part of the tank, whereas impurities get collected at the bottom of the tank. Okay students, after that we proceed for our next second step, and this is known as roasting. So the concentrated ore is strongly heated in the reverberatory furnace in excess of air or in free supply of air to remove moisture and volatile impurities. Okay students, so for this purpose we do a roasting process, and this roasting process, in this process the volatile impurities are get removed in the form of volatile oxide, copper pyrite converted in the form of sulfide and iron sulfide. Now this iron sulfide or ferrous sulfide is again converted in the form of ferrous oxide. After this roasting process we do smelting, which is the most important process of the extraction of copper. So the roasted ore, the ore which is obtained from here after roasting, roasted ore is mixed with coke plus sand, yani SiO2, and this mixture is fed in a small blast furnace. Okay students, the furnace is about 5 to 7 meter height and about 1 to 1.5 meter diameter, and it is made up of steel lined inside with fire bricks. So the furnace is heated with a blast of hot air sent through the tuyeres, and due to this heating, number of changes are taking place inside the blast furnace. So few important changes are that ferrous oxide, which is formed in this step and here also in the presence of oxygen, it get converted in the form of slag, and is in this conversion this silica which we have mixed here, silica act as acidic flux. Okay students, so this acidic flux will help to convert basic impurities in the form of silicate. and this all silicates, all type of silicates which are formed here are collectively known as slag. Okay students, so two main substances are formed in smelting process inside the blast furnace. So first is matte and second is slag. Okay students, so matte and slag both collected in hearth portion of the blast furnace. This slag, due to lighter in nature, collected upper side of the hearth, whereas matte collected towards the lower side of the hearth, and with different outlets these are taken out from the blast furnace. Okay students, so these two important changes are here: formation of matte, and this matte is cuprous sulfide having some traces of ferrous sulfide. Matte is the mixture of cuprous sulfide and with some traces of ferrous sulfide. So this mixture is known as matte, and the silicate impurities are together known as slag. After this, we do next step of the metallurgy, and that is known as basemerization. Okay, so the matte obtained from blast furnace after smelting is transferred to a Bessemer converter. Okay students, so what is this Bessemer converter? It is a pear shape. It is a pear shape structure. This type, it is a pear shaped structure and made up of steel and lined inside with a basic lining of lime or magnesium oxide. Okay students, so inside this blast furnace, air is passed through the tuyeres, and the changes which are taking place here, first is the cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. Cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide present in the matte get oxidized and sulfur is removed as SO2. So ferrous and cuprous both converted in the form of their oxide. Okay students, so ferrous sulfide in the form of ferrous oxide and cuprous sulfide also, Cu2S, also get converted in the form of cuprous oxide with oxygen. Okay students, then this ferrous oxide get converted in the form of slag. Then in second step, some volatile impurities are also removed in the form of their volatile oxide. And the last, which is the most important conversion here in this Bessemer converter, that is self-reduction of cuprous oxide to copper by cuprous sulfide also taking place here. Okay students, so it is a self-reduction process where copper oxide is reduced in the form of copper. Now the copper which is formed here is get collected at the bottom of the converter and is poured off. It is known as blister copper because as the metal solidifies, the liberated sulfur dioxide gas produces blisters in the metal. It is about 98% pure. Then we are moving the last step of the extraction of copper, and which is known as refining. So it is done by electrolytic refining, in which impure copper is made the anode and the plate of pure copper metal is made the cathode. Copper sulfate solution acidified with sulfuric acid is taken as electrolyte. Okay students, so pure copper from anode will collected on the cathode, which is cathode is the thin plate of pure copper. Okay students, so impure copper from anode plate will be collected on the cathode plate. Okay, and impurities like silver and iron will settle down as anode mud. So this is the explanation of metallurgy of copper. Thank you.